I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with Alla Kaluzhny, who is the author of an amazing book. It is called Turning the Pages. She is inviting readers on an extraordinary journey through her past lives, revealing how they shaped her present existence and fostered healing. With a unique blend of introspection and vivid storytelling, this author uncovers the interconnectedness of her many lifetimes, offering valuable lessons in self-forgiveness, patience, and kindness. She explores the intriguing tapestry of her own soul's history, and readers will be inspired to consider the impact of their own past lives on their present-day experiences. We are delighted to have Alla in the spotlight with us here today. We thank the folks at Great Writers Media for helping us put her in the spotlight. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel. Alla, thank you so much for being our guest today.
Well, thank you, Logan. This is such a lovely introduction. And thank you for inviting me to your listeners and viewers.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure. I know my viewers will be delighted to hear from you today because I think there's a lot of interest when it comes to people's past lives. When did you first realize that this existence you have right now is just one of many?
The very first time I can say consciously I remember is when I watched the program with Brian Weiss. And he was introducing his new book, Time Through Time into Healings. And when I listened to him, and I could not believe what he was saying, because what he was describing was echoing my experiences in this lifetime. And I realized that was my window into past life exploration. And I read his book. I read all of his books. Then I went into education and spiritual psychology, which opened more doors for me and more awareness. So this book is not just past lives, it's my memories and how it connected to this current life, physical issue, relationship issues, my interest in education, all of this connected to my past lives.
Absolutely. What made
Even
you
my
decide?
animals.
What's that?
Even my animals.
Yes, I hear your animals in the background.
You can hear them, yes.
Yeah, but they're fine. My dogs will start barking soon too. They'll have a contest.
I think there's a squirrel outside.
That could be. What made you decide to write the book, Turning the Pages?
I've been advised by people to write a book, but I was not sure what I would be writing about. I have a lot of experiences. I'm an immigrant, came from the Soviet Union, from the former Soviet Union to the United States. And I have a lot to talk about. However, thinking about past life and having those experiences that I described in the book later on, I had several different memories coming up at different times to me. And one time in meditation in my yoga class, I was just kind of downloaded the information that I need to write about my past lives. I had the whole outline. The table of content was given to me, including the colors of the cover of my book with the name. It was very surreal. But I guess I was guided by my higher self, by the universe, to write this book. I did not know it's going to be to service for many people, but it became like my service project.
Absolutely. It's a big help to a lot of people. How would you say is your best advice for people to connect with their past lives?
I think the first step is for people is to connect with their intuition and listen to their higher guidance. Listen to this small voice inside that we all have that guides us to take a step, to turn left instead of turning right. Just to listen first. And then little by little, if people have interest or they subscribe, they can explore, they can write down their memories, something like a deja vu can be experienced of a memory of a past life.
You basically
so instead of ignoring,
yeah.
paying attention.
Yeah, basically you need to be in touch with these feelings, these thoughts, with these voices that we all have. We have this conversation in our head that we all carry on, but we need to realize that those thoughts are pushing us in a direction for a reason.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That well put.
Tell the folks at home what some of your past lives were.
I would like to talk about a couple of instances. So before going there, I want to say that I talk about 14 lifetimes that came up for me that I described in the book. There are 14. One of them was very vivid. It happened during the meditation at my School of Spiritual Psychology. I am a graduate of University of Santa Monica. And during the meditation, I started experiencing the heat coming from my seat, coming up. And in a second, I was engulfed in heat. I did not know what was going on. And then I had the images of being burned at the stake. It was very traumatic. Yeah. Even right now, I'm talking about it. So 20 years later, I still have chills about it and memories about how it happened. So I had this memory. I asked my teacher about this experience that I just had in class. And he said that there are many of us who were burned at the stake, especially in this field that attracted to spirituality, to awakening, awareness. And he said that you will later explore it, and which I did. I decided to find out who this person was, why she was burned at the stake. So that's one of my experiences. A second one, I think people can relate to this one. I had a dog. So you can hear I have dogs. And many years ago, I had a dog by the name Pepper. And Pepper had a hip dysplasia. He had a surgery. He could not walk. And then I found out during the group meditation, past life regression meditation, that Pepper was my horse in one of my past lives. So I explored the whole story behind it, even connected his hip dysplasia, his injury to the hip, to being shot in the hip when he was a horse and dying from the injury. So I think people who have animals, dogs or cats at home, who love their pets, may find interest in the connection that came from the past lives.
Yeah. How important would you say dreams and meditation are when it comes to connecting with your past lives?
Well, being aware of our dreams is very healing. And meditation, even if not tapping into past lives, it's help us to ground ourselves, help us to surrender our daily life, and just to be in touch with the inner selves. So meditation, whether we tap to past life or not, is just very healing for our well-being. And the next layer, if people are interested, they can connect with their past lives by tuning in again, by asking a question. Some people love math, and some people love poetry, and some people physics, and some people gardening. Like I found out that I was a gardener before. And I connected myself to that past life because I love gardening. I have plants all over. So that did not come from out of nowhere because my parents did not really care about gardening.
Yeah. Yeah. So these things that we feel are instincts and intuitions that we have are basically reflections of our past lives.
I would say so. Yes. At least I find it true for myself.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your past life readings that you do with clients. That's one of your occupations as well.
Yes, I'm a certified Oracle card reader. And I found out that Brian Weiss he created a deck of past lives.
Mhm.
So that really helps people who are willing to connect through the oracle cards to their past lives experiences and memories. And it's been very gratifying for people who are willing to do this reading. And to me, sometimes past life regression can be challenging. This is I see it as a more benign way, more interactive way with, and it invokes the memory of people. If I show them the card and I say, what do you think about looking at this card? And they say, yeah, I remember this, or I can connect with that. Even people connect with their life in Atlantis. So it's fascinating process.
Are these cards similar to like tarot cards?
They're different.
They're
They're
different.
cards, yeah,
Right.
but they're different.
But they're different.
Cards. But they
Gotcha.
have pictures of, for example, they have a picture of a child, a baby, or a picture of transportation, or a picture of somebody who was a high priestess. So when these cards come up, people can relate, or a card of authority. So people, oh, you know what? I am an authority, or I'm like, for example, you probably will get a card of authority when you decide to read a card, because you're an authority in your field, in your life.
Tell me this, how does knowing about your past life, how does that influence the quality of your current life and the choices that we should make during our lives?
This is a great question. What I found for myself was that when I started exploring my physical condition, my back pain, my lower back pain, I found out that there are several past lives in which I was injured and I died from the stabbing in the back. There was another past life that connected with the back pain. Then I had a relationship issue that I was able to trace to a past life. And once I resolved that situation, this relationship disappeared from my life and I don't have it anymore. So it's like knowing, once you know something, you cannot erase it.
Exactly.
And knowing this really helps me to function better in this world.
It basically gives you perspective and context of the life you're living now, what's happening to you, why it's happening, how you can change it based on what happened to you in the past.
Yes, and people who read the book, which I did not know when I was writing it, but when people read the book, they reported to me that it triggered something in them, and it triggered their own memory about whether it's past life or even some kind of inclination that allowed them to, so it was like a crack that they can look at and explore more.
Amazing. It's an amazing book. It is called Turning the Pages. It is an exploration of Alla's past lives, but also it's a book for you to reflect upon what you've been through, your journey, your lives, what they might have been. It is a fascinating topic. It is thoroughly explored in this book, and it is highly recommended. Alla, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you so much, Logan.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.